Hey y'all, it's Sunday, July the 28th, and I thought I'd come out and make another video. Um, as usual, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about, but uh, I guess I might be talking about caregiving. Uh, I've had a lot of that in the last couple of weeks, observing other people taking care of their loved ones, and I've talked to some of those people, different families, and I am a sounding board, more or less, listening to um, the stories about everyday caregiving, and I know that a lot of you are caregivers, and it is a hard job. It takes everything you have, mental, spiritually, physically, um, and sometimes it can be depressing. It can take up your thoughts, and you need to have somebody you can talk to. And the people that I've talked to recently, they tell me they're sorry that they have burdened me with all these negative things, and I tell them that I'm here to listen. I don't mind listening, and I think that's one of the advantages of me having aphantasia and no internal monologue. I don't hold all those things inside of me, all the things that they tell me, and I just let them unburden themselves, because they are taking care of someone 24/7, and it can take its toll. And in I think another video, I recommended the book, The 36-Hour Day, and it talks about the different kinds of dementia, and it gives a perspective of a patient and talks about caregiving. And as a caregiver, you need to take care of yourself. Uh, Carve out a little time. If you can have another family member or friend come and sit with your loved one so that you can go outside and sit on your patio, or go to Walgreens and pick up some things you need, or uh, just get away, go take a walk. Um, and and I hate to say it, but a lot of times it's it's one or two family members that take care of a loved one, and everybody's always got advice about what you need to do. But you're the one in the middle of it. So just remember that you do need to take a break. It's important for your health. It's important for you to get plenty of sleep. And if you have some hobby that you can do, I don't know, if you can find a book that you like to read. A lot of times, the person that you're caring for, they may sleep a lot during the day. You can sit in the room with them and read a book, or if you like to draw, you can draw. Um, and I know when I would sometimes sit with my daddy, I didn't turn the TV on because he would confuse what was on TV with his real life, and it would be aggravating to him. So I just turned the TV off, and we had planned on having a cute little room, pretty little curtains my sister was going to make, and have some of his books over there because he loved to read. And but it didn't take me long to figure out that all those things were very confusing for him. Even having curtains would have been uh, um, confusing to him. And so we just barely had the room, had anything in it. At one point, my sister had gotten a picture of my mother when she was 18, and a picture of her when she was around, I don't know, 65 or something like that, and got them in an 8x10 and put them on the wall. And for a long time, Daddy knew that that was his wife and our mother. But then it got to be where he would reach out and he would pick at the photograph, and eventually we just took it down because it was too distracting for him, you know. And if you have no experience caregiving, I would suggest you Google a lot, talk to other people who've been through it, and you know, there's a lot of help out there, and a lot of times you don't know what's available to you because you'll be in the middle of it and you find out there's all these things that you can call upon to help you. And I do suggest that if you think your loved one is ready for hospice, don't wait until 2 or 3 days or a week before. When someone has a terminal illness, hospice will take them, and they will reevaluate them at 6 months. And I have sat with patients who were on hospice for more than 6 months, you know, close to a year. So don't let that stop you. And you know, face your fears. You know, I realize that not everybody can be a caregiver, but sometimes you just have to step up and be that person for your loved one. And you know, I don't have any regrets, none, about taking care of my daddy. My sister and I took care of him. I took care of him, his physical needs, and my sister took care of the other things, financial. She'd come and clean his room, do his laundry, and you know, we just shared in the task of taking care of our loved one. And you know, like I say, I have no regrets about that. You know, I wanted to honor my father, and I did by taking care of him. And so, you know, it gets near the end, they're not really interested in food, and you can't force them to eat, you know, because it gets to a point where their body begins to shut down. They can't swallow, and if you're trying to feed them, because you know that's our instinct, is to feed our loved ones. We don't want them to be hungry, but it gets to a point where their bodies don't need that nutrition anymore, and you don't need to feed them because they could choke or aspirate, I think is the word, on that food. And so, you know, just do the best you can, and when you need help, reach out and ask someone to help you. You know, I'm still here at my mother-in-law's. She's doing good. She says she needs to rest up after her little visit to Franklin, Tennessee, and she's been taking little naps here and there, and I can see that she's getting her strength back, her energy, I should say. She's doing little projects. I woke up the other day. I slept late. I slept till 10 o'clock, and I got up and I thought, she's been in here doing stuff, and she emptied out some trash and put some drinks in the refrigerator, and so many other little things, you know. I thought, well, she's starting to feel better. So I'll be here for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. She asked me one time, the first time she asked me to come and stay with her, she asked me if I could stay with her for a few days. I said, sure. And because I have my oldest daughter at home that can, you know, look out for my place and feed my cats. And I ended up staying about 6 months. My daughter says I like living here. That's why I like my home too. But it's I don't know, kind of, like it's just a different place for me to be, and so I enjoy being here, and I have a wonderful mother-in-law, and I certainly don't like those jokes people make about mother-in-laws being so terrible. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law, neither one of them were terrible. So I have appreciated them over the years. And, especially with my mama and daddy being gone, it's nice to have somebody that I can consider being my parent, my mother. And, we get along real well. The last few days we've been watching that TV show, Code Black. And, we enjoy watching that. We'll be watching the last episode tonight. But, we like watching some of the same shows. And so, that's always nice. And I will tell you, yesterday I was sitting out here, and this begonia behind me, it's about 2 feet tall. And there's some lantana planted around it, kind of a vining lantana. And I thought, I think I'm going to turn that begonia around, because it was the way it was growing, it was reaching out for the sun, because it's up under like a little awning thing here. So I was going to turn it around. Well, as I was turning around, I felt something sharp. I thought, what is that? Is there some kind of stick or something in the begonia? And I kept turning it, and I felt another sharp thing, and I realized yellow jackets. It was yellow jackets. They were stinging me on my thumb and on my arm here, and I thought, it hurt so bad. I want to say it was worse than a wasp, but I've never been stung by a yellow jacket. And I could feel the tears welling up in my eyes, and I was just like you see in videos or TV shows, people going all like this, I was trying to get away, and my thumb swelled up and my arm, and I ran inside, and I told Granny, that's what I call my mother-in-law, Granny. I said, I got stung by the yellow jacket. And she reached for the first thing she had, some kind of lanacane or something, and I rubbed it on my arm and everything. But it was my thumb was so stiff there for a while. I'm fine today. It's like I didn't even get stung. But oh man, it was, and I don't know where those yellow jackets came from, because there was like 5 or 6 of them flying around me, and I was trying to get away from them. Oh, I wish I could have seen a video of that. But and my mother-in-law, she doesn't really care about cooking or food. She'll just eat whatever. And she had some Nutri-System in her freezer that she was eating. She had gone somewhere for a long time, and she came back, and she thought she didn't feel like cooking or anything, so she got this, the Nutri-System, and she still has some in her freezer. And so I went through her freezer and separated everything out, and, put all the meat stuff on one side, the vegetables, and the Nutri-System on the other. And I told her I was determined to eat up that Nutri-System. So I guess maybe I can't leave until I eat all that stuff. But yeah, I look forward to making some more videos, cooking videos. And now is not the time, and but I've thought about the different things I'd like to make. I want to make some meringue pies. I love pie, any kind of pie. Meat pie, fruit pie, savory pie, cream pies. I don't care. Pie, any kind of pie is good. And I did make a video of Cornish pasties or meat pies, and those are excellent. I mean, anytime you can put something in a pastry crust, a pie crust or whatever, it's going to be good. So I've thought about that. I've thought about, some of the dinners that my mother used to make. I thought, well, I could make some of those. And if y'all have any requests, I wish you'd make a comment and ask me, would I make a certain dish? Hopefully I've made it before and I won't mess it up. But, and Panda Pie, one of my viewers, has asked me to make a quick, easy dessert. And, hey Felix, Granny's dog. He's just a little thing. But, you know, I told Panda I would think of something simple. Oh, there's a hummingbird behind me. But if you think of something that you would like me to cook, or, um, you know, I think it'd be interesting to find out, like, if you grew up in the Midwest, what kind of foods did you eat? If you grew up in New England, what things did you eat on a regular basis? I know my mother, once a week we'd have hamburgers, spaghetti, a roast on Sundays. She would make homemade rolls and green beans and mashed potatoes. Uh, and on Fridays we would have fish. We're not Catholic, but we would eat fish on Fridays. And she would change up and have different chicken dishes. Like chicken and dumplings or chicken and rice, fried chicken, and the hamburger or whatever. We'd have hamburgers, or ground beef, I should say. We'd have hamburgers, the spaghetti, um, what else? Meatloaf. Um, every once in a while, she would make homemade pizza using ground beef. Um, what else? And she never. I don't ever remember Mama serving corn. I don't know if it's because she or Daddy didn't like it. I know when they had a garden, Daddy would grow field corn. He didn't like sweet corn. It was field corn. Um, so I don't know why that was. And Mama always had iceberg lettuce salad at least 4 or 5 days out of the week, and it was always with Italian dressing. And I remember begging Mama if she would please get another dressing, green goddess or Catalina, Russian dressing, all kinds of things, and every once in a while she'd get something different. But, there wasn't a lot of choices back then. You go down the grocery store aisle and, you'd have grape jelly, strawberry jelly, I guess orange marmalade, but we always had grape jelly. And when you mix grape jelly with scrambled eggs, the eggs become green. And when I was in high school, I certainly didn't want to see those green eggs so early in the morning, because I had to catch the bus at 6 o'clock in the morning. And but every once in a while we'd get something different. And I remember one time Daddy bought some jelly, and it was apple strawberry. And it's like, am I just imagining that? Because I've never seen it since. And but it was really good. And orange marmalade. I love orange marmalade. I remember one Christmas I made orange marmalade. I used my Good Housekeeping cookbook from 1955. I made a orange marmalade and gave it away as Christmas presents. It was really, really good. And but yeah, I have so many things I want to cook. But y'all, I gotta eat that food. I mean, I try to share with my sister and my oldest daughter, but I can only eat so much. So, but I could cook, something. And like a lot of times I like to buy a salmon fillet, a pretty big size one, and cook that, and I can eat on that for 2 or 3 days. And then I cook up a pot of squash or green beans or mashed potatoes or baked sweet potatoes, and I can eat on that for several days. And but yeah, I have lots of things I want to cook for y'all, and I have things I want to share, and in my playlist, there's one called Things I Like, and I can't remember everything I have in there, but I do have um, my one of my favorite operas, which is Madame Butterfly, and I picked one with an opera company singing it, and then the other choice is a movie made, and you know, I always listened to Madame Butterfly, but I never knew what it was about. You know, I always listened to opera and classical music because that's what Mom and Daddy listened to, but I had no idea what it was about. I just knew I liked it. And then one day I was looking around on YouTube and I put in Madame Butterfly and there was this movie. So I watched the movie. So now I know what it's about. It's a sad story. But I have that in there. And I'm not sure what else I have in there, but you might take a look at it and see. I try to, when I upload my videos, I try to put them in some kind of playlist, you know, either like when I'm having this conversation with you, I usually put that under conversations, or if I'm doing a lot of talking and cooking, I'll put it under that playlist along with, you know, if it's chicken or beef or whatever, you know. So, any suggestions you have for me, as long as they're nice. Well, you don't have to be nice, but don't be mean. But if you have some suggestions or critiques that make my videos better, I'm happy to read those. And I noticed I've gotten a few new subscribers, and for you new subscribers, I started this channel for my children, and so it may not always be interesting to you what I say, but I try to just put a little bit of everything, usually just whatever I feel like doing, you know. I was sitting in there, Granny sat down to watch the news, and I thought, oh, I don't want to watch the news. I thought, I'll go out and make a video for my subscribers and my viewers, and you know, maybe I'll say something that will be encouraging to you or make you think, make you want to comment, you know. But I enjoy the comments. I really do. And so I welcome those. And so I guess I'll let that be it. Felix has come back up. He's ready to go back inside, I think. So, y'all have a good evening, good afternoon, a good morning, wherever you are. And I hope you'll be kind to somebody, because someone needs your kindness today. Just remember that. Someone needs your kindness. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.